Okay, let's get this shit over with. Alright, first... okay. What's going on, guys? My name's Alan and welcome to another video. This is going to be my movie collection update. This is, I was debating on not doing this because I just didn't have the time to get it done. This is going to be these are long videos. Usually, I mean, I've only done the movie collection itself, which that was did 2 parts, DVDs and Blu-rays. And the Blu-ray was like 20 minutes long, and this is probably going to be closer to that. But I just didn't have time to do a video that long or whatever, and I have to get it done during the day because how bad the lighting is in this room during the night. So I have to get it done during the day. But that brings up another problem. During the day, everybody just walks in my room. This room is not really meant for like a person to live in and sleep in or whatever. Now, it's not meant for one person. It's a kind of now they've kind of made it a storage room. So it's hard for me to get anything done during the day as far as a vlog goes. But I don't know if this was just a regular vlog, I would do it during the day, during the night. I mean, but I have to show the DVDs and the Blu-rays and stuff off, so it's a little difficult to do. Whatever. Hopefully I won't get interrupted. I've already actually had to start over twice now because they just walk in, don't bother knocking. I mean, whatever. So I actually have made a sign that had video in progress, but I don't put it up. So whatever. So I have a decent size update. Not too big. It's actually a little bigger than it looks. I do have the Godfather collection right there, if you can tell. It has 3 movies, so it's a little bigger than it looks. But I don't know. I also got Netflix, so I'll mention a few movies I got on there. I mean, I've watched on there. So anyway, first DVD and only DVD actually is Zodiac. Now, after I bought this, a few weeks later I went to Best Buy, and they had started reprinting. They had reprinted the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray up to this point was pretty hard to find. It was they didn't print too many of them off for some reason, but they reprinted them recently, and they're pretty abundant now. It was $12. I didn't buy it, but I have this. I think I paid $8 for this. It's a pretty easy to find DVD. Just a Blu-ray was hard to find. I don't know, maybe one day I'll buy the Blu-ray, but this is fine now. The DVD is this was made in 2007, so it looks pretty good. Blu-ray does it. The PS3 does upscale the Blu-ray, the DVDs. I mean, so it looks a lot better than it would on a normal DVD player I'm sorry. But anyway, good movie. It's about the Zodiac Killer in San Francisco. It's got Jake Gyllenhaal, Mark Ruffalo, and Robert Downey Jr. It's a pretty good movie. It's told from the eyes of the cops and the journalists, and Jake Gyllenhaal's character is actually a cartoonist, so he's normally not involved with the news. He's just a cartoonist who draws cartoons for the newspaper. And what I like about this movie is it takes place over I forget how many years. It's several years, not several, but it's not just 1 year. The Zodiac Killer kills. It's over several different years, and I like how they have the Zodiac Killer. They have different actors come in for different times. So they have the different Zodiac for the first killing, one for the second killing, one for the third killing, or whatever. So they have different actors for that. So because there's different eyewitness accounts of how the Zodiac actually looked in real life. So they brought different actors in. That's really awesome. So good movie. Buy it on Blu-ray if you can. Pretty cool. It's a longer movie, but it flows really well, so that's what I like about it. Next movie is going to be a hard one to review because it's kind of unique to my collection. It's a Western, 3:10 to Yuma, starring Christian Bale and Russell Crowe. I was really turned on to the movie because of the actors. It sounded kind of gay, but whatever. No, fully homo, I don't care. Because they're both good actors. Russell Crowe and Christian Bale are just amazing actors. I was like, you know what? Saw it cheap. Thought I'd buy it, and it's not a bad movie. It's kind of hard to review because I haven't seen too many westerns in my time. I just haven't gotten into them. It's good though. Russell Crowe is he's the outlaw, and Christian Bale is a farmer that helps the marshal, because in this town, the town the movie starts out in, there's a few cops in there. They don't have a whole lot of cops because it's the Wild West. Like today, you would have cops. You'd have a lot of cops to convoy the criminals to town from wherever they need to go. You'd have a convoy, but they had to enlist locals to help the marshals convoy to bring Russell Crowe to the train, the 310 to Yuma. That's why the movie's called 310 to Yuma. It's they're trying to make the 310 train to Yuma. So Yuma prison, which is it's a prison. I'm having trouble talking today. I'm not sure why. But anyway, it's a good movie, I guess. I don't really know how to. I haven't seen too many westerns, so I don't want to say it's a good movie or it's a bad movie. I just had nothing to compare it to. But I don't know. It's pretty cheap. It's like $5, so it won't hurt. It's $5 on Blu-ray. So I've been to several different locations, like Target and Best Buy. So it's been $5 everywhere. So definitely, I don't know. So I don't think it hurt to try it out. Next one is Argo, which is a more recent movie in this update. It's actually it's the most recent one in this collection to be released, or the most recent release, or most newest released. I'm retarded. But Argo is directed by Ben Affleck and starring Ben Affleck. It's got Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad, of course, and John Goodman. And it's a good movie. It's about the Iranian hostage crisis, which is in the late 70s and early 80s. And it's a good movie. It won the Academy Award for Best Picture. And yeah, I would say it probably won that out of the ones that were nominated. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a really good movie. It actually comes with a lot of special features. I've watched them all except for the feature-length documentary, which is about the hostage crisis itself. It's actually an older documentary. It's pulled off something else, so it's older, but it's definitely it looked interesting. I did not watch it all the way through because it was like 40 minutes, and I was just like, yeah, I'll watch it later. Definitely good movie though. Definitely check it out. It's I was gonna originally wait for it to drop in price a little bit, but it won the Oscar, so it was like, you know what, it's probably gonna be $20 for a while, so why not just buy it now? Next movie is a movie I did not intend to buy, and that's The Avengers. Now, I've already seen The Avengers. This is actually still sealed. You can tell. I'm not sure you can tell. But it is still sealed. It's the 3D Blu-ray, DVD, and digital copy combo pack. Now, I wasn't going to buy this. I went to Best Buy to buy Gone Baby Gone. Sorry. And they had this one sale. They had this for $20. They actually had this on sale, which is the illuminated 3D lenticular. You can tell it lights up a little bit. I'm not sure you can tell, but it is lit up. It's pretty awesome. Really cool. It's lenticular, so it does move back and forth. Really cool. Now this was $20, as I said, and I was like, you know what, $20, decent movie. Thought I'd buy it. Who hasn't seen The Avengers? I mean, it's a pretty popular movie. Definitely think it's a good movie for sure. This is as I said, the combo pack, so it's got all the discs. It's got 4 discs actually. Comes with a download for the soundtrack, but I'll do that because it's free soundtrack. But there's not a whole lot of bands in there I like. I like some of the bands, but I don't think I like any of the songs they have on here, besides the Soundgarden one, which I already have. But yeah, definitely pretty cool. This is also lenticular. You can tell, I'm not sure you can tell. But yeah, this was $20. I'm like, why not buy it? I've already seen it. I saw it back in December, so that's why it's still sealed. I will eventually open it up because it does have the digital copy. It will be pretty cool to have for like traveling or whatever. So definitely gonna do that. But it's a pretty cool movie. I mean, again, if you haven't seen this movie, you need to see it. Rent it. You know, I don't think it's on Netflix. It may be. But I don't know. Rent it, Redbox it, whatever. Just need to see it. It's a good movie. Next one is Book of Eli. Now this movie I do not like. This movie is post-apocalyptic. It's has Denzel Washington, Gary Oldman, and Mila Kunis. Good acting. Definitely does not have a problem there. But what it does have a problem with is the product placement. Now, it's like every movie has product placement. I don't know why I'm retarded today. It does have, every movie has product placement in it, but this one, inside the disc, or inside the case, I mean, this movie goes really far with it. Like at first, he has some Beats by Dre headphones, which isn't a big deal. But then he's walking over a bridge, and the bridge is collapsed or whatever. And he looks down and he sees some rubble, and he sees a truck. And this truck is a Busch truck. It's the Busch beer. So everything's gray, but the trailer is blue. It's bright blue. It's not really bright blue, but it stands out. And I was like, that's no. Like, whatever though, I'll just ignore it. Later on in the movie though, when Gary Oldman's he pulls out a megaphone to try and talk to Eli, which is Denzel Washington. He's talking to him. He's just yelling at him. Then it cuts off, and then it shows the microphone, the megaphone, I mean, and it has a big. This looks really wrong, I know, but it's zoomed in on the center of the megaphone, and there's a big Motorola logo on it. It's really obnoxious. And there's a few other cases. They zoom in on a GMC truck. It's the logo is it's not bright, but it stands out. You're supposed to notice it. There's a few, there's a KFC wet towel, like the wet towels you buy when you say you go to KFC and you buy like the barbecue wings or whatever, and they give you the moist towels, the towels. What do you call the damn things? The wet ones. They give you those or whatever. They have that in there, and it's focused in. It's a little obnoxious, but what really got me was midway through the movie. They're Eli's in the town, and he's trying to leave actually, and he's just walking out the city, and the guards say, "We can't let you leave" or whatever. He's like, "Stop me!" So they start to shoot at him, but the bullets bounce off him. You know, a movie does not have to be realistic for me to watch it, but it's so out of place. That scene is incredibly out of place. It did not belong in there. I don't care. Whatever he's trying to do, it's out of place. I don't care. If the rest of the movie was like this, if they had powers, they had like supernatural powers or whatever, it would make sense. But no, it's out of place. It does not need to be in there. It's just bullshit. I'm sorry. I don't know. And, I was really looking forward to watching it because it was post-apocalyptic. I like movies like that. But this one, definitely a pass. You can find it for cheap. Maybe give it a shot. I don't know. But I digress. Next movie is a must-watch. Children of Men, starring Clive Owen, Julianne Moore, and Michael Caine. This movie it takes place in the year 2027, and it's 18 years. The last child was born 18 years ago, so it was born in 2009, I believe. So is that right? Yeah. Last child, there hasn't been a child born in 18 years, and in the beginning of the movie, the youngest kid on the earth dies. He's murdered, and it's a big tragedy. Everybody's crying about it, and Clive Owen doesn't really give a shit. His character doesn't give a shit at all. He doesn't care. But it kind of sets the tone for the entire movie about just how bad the world is now. This takes place in London. Well, actually takes place in England, but the city scenes are in London, and England is itself, the United Kingdom, I mean, is the only country that's really not gone into complete anarchy. And that's pretty much it. I don't want to spoil too much of it. It's got a good cast. There's a not only a twist, but there's a big reveal midway through the movie, and I don't want to spoil it, but it's pretty good. Clive Owen's really good in this movie. So is Julianne Moore. Awesome movie altogether. Definitely recommend it. Next movie is Donnie Brasco. Now this movie I was interested in when I saw it on IMDb. It stars Jake Gyllenhaal, Al Pacino, and Johnny Depp. This case for some reason is wavy. The paper is I'm not sure you can tell. I'm not going to try and show you guys, but it's the paper is not lined up right in their case. But this is one of the first Blu-rays I've noticed. It has the Experience High Definition or whatever down here in the bottom, so it's one of the first Blu-rays to be released or whatever. And I don't know. It's not a really good movie in my opinion. It's got two really good actors. I like Johnny Depp. I think he's pretty good. Al Pacino is of course amazing. But this movie just isn't one of his best. It's just the story is pretty cool. Johnny Depp is an undercover FBI agent, and he's deep undercover. They have no idea he's an FBI agent. And it takes place in the 70s, I believe. But I just don't like it. I can't really think of why I don't like it. It just seemed like the script was kind of iffy. The acting was good, of course. You know, Al Pacino instead was really good. He's pretty good in every movie he's in, except for Godfather Part 3. Get to that next. But anyway, let's get to Godfather. I bought this around the time of my original movie collection video, and it just arrived in the mail actually. And I was really excited to see it. And first movie, I was kind of disappointed. I think that one's a little overhyped. Say what you will. I just don't like the first one too much. Marlon Brando's really good. Al Pacino's really good in this movie, but I just don't like it. This is a pretty cool case, by the way. It's one of the thicker Blu-rays, you can tell. But the first one, I just don't like. I think it's a little overhyped. You know, that wedding scene at the beginning was just a little too long for my liking. But the wedding, yes, it was a wedding, right? Yeah. It's trying to think of what it was. But the second one for sure was way better. The second one's actually longer. It's actually 202 minutes long. It's actually around 190 minutes because of credits and stuff. But definitely a good movie. I like that one a lot better. Better acting. It actually has Robert De Niro as Don Corleone. It's in his early life in New York, and that's really cool. I love that too. The third one, of course. The third one is we all have seen it. Not all of us. I just saw it recently, but I'm sure if you've heard of The Godfather, you've heard of how bad the third one is. The third one really is bad. It's one of those movies that just it didn't need to be made. It was just they could have totally just ended it in the second one. It didn't need to. This one did not need to be made. The third one did not need to be made. I mean, it's I don't know. It's just the script is poor. There's a love scene. There's not a love scene. There's actually a love interest in their cousins or whatever. So it doesn't make sense. I don't know. I just don't like it. Of course, I mean, no one's gonna argue that from what I've heard. So I don't know. Definitely though, pick this up. I think you can see every one of them. They're all pretty good, and except for the third one, of course. But they're both. The first two are definitely good. The first one, I kind of said it was bad. I kind of got off saying it was not a good one, but it is a good movie. I just don't think it's a 9. It's like an 8 in my opinion. But second one for sure, definitely a must watch. Next one is Moon, starring Sam Rockwell and Kevin Spacey. Now, Kevin Spacey plays a robot, so it's his voice, not his actual self in the movie. But this is a good movie. It takes place on the moon. It's set in the future. I'm not really sure how far into the future, but it's to the point where there's several bases on the moon, not just a base, but several bases on the moon. And there's a corporation. They're sending down lunar rock. From the dark side of the moon, so there's solar energy trapped in these rocks, and there's an energy crisis. Fuck! There's an energy crisis on the Earth that this lunar rock. There's a lot of stored solar energy in it, so it's they're harvesting it for that or whatever. And Sam Rockwell's character, he's one of the engineers on the moon. And he's towards the end of his tour or whatever. He's going to go back to Earth pretty soon. And you can tell he's kind of getting a little he's starting to lose his mind a little bit. And I don't know. It's a good movie. I don't want to say too much about it. There's a twist. And definitely don't want to spoil that whatsoever. Kevin Spacey, awesome in this movie. He plays what's the robot's name? He plays Gertrude or Gertrude. I don't know how you say his name. I forget it now. But he plays a robot. Kevin Spacey, definitely one of my favorite actors of all time. Just really good in this movie. And also started watching House of Cards on Netflix. Haven't watched the entire series yet. Hopefully I'll get done with that pretty soon. But House of Cards, definitely recommend it if you have Netflix. Yeah, Moon, definitely a must watch. And the last one is Shutter Island. Now, this movie I had been looking for a while on Blu-ray. I just hadn't been able to find it. It's pretty widely available on DVD, but I don't know as picky with it. Usually I'm not so picky with DVDs and Blu-rays, but I don't know. I've just decided to wait and I finally found it. Yeah, definitely one of the creepiest movies I've ever seen in my entire life. It's not just scary, but it's definitely an eerie movie. It's one of those movies that it just I was on the edge of my seat the entire movie. You got Leonardo DiCaprio and Mark Ruffalo in this movie. Really good acting. I don't want to say too much about it. There's actually a twist at the end of the movie, and the twist completely changes the entire movie. At the end of it, it's just, if you go watch it again, you can't watch it the same way. So I don't know. It's a really good movie. I think it's definitely another must-watch for sure. It looks good in Blu-ray. It looks really good in Blu-ray. So it's also directed by Martin Scorsese from Taxi Driver and Goodfellas. And also The Departed, another good movie starring Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah, must watch. Now, 2 Netflix movies I started watching. I actually watched them. I watched Killer Elite, which stars Jason Statham and Clive Owen, Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro is he's not the same. He's not like he is in Goodfellas or Godfather Part 2. He plays like a wise man. He's like a veteran. I don't think he's actually a veteran of a war, but he knows a lot about stuff. He's a hitman essentially, but he's an older one, and he's kind of just teaching Jason Statham's character, and it's an action movie. Jason Statham, it's one of his typical roles. I like Jason Statham. He's pretty cool, but this movie is it's just an action movie. It's one of those movies that I like it, but not for the story. It's a fun movie to watch. Definitely a fun movie to watch, but I don't know. It's an action movie. I mean, it's a typical action movie. It's not a good story. It's not a good. It's got decent acting in it. It's got also Clive Owen, as I said. Clive Owen's amazing in this movie too, but it could be a lot better. I don't know really what else to say about it. Next movie though is In the Name of the Father, which is a movie I reviewed on my new show series reviewed. If you haven't watched that, check it out. It'd be great. Thank you. But anyway, I reviewed that more in depth. That's a good movie too. It's about the Troubles in Northern Ireland, and stars Daniel Day-Lewis. Really good movie. Love that movie. It's a long movie, but it's definitely worth watching. It's on Netflix. Both of those movies are on Netflix. So Killer Elite's pretty easy to find. I just didn't want to pay like $15 for it because I knew, from what I've heard, it was a bad movie. Not really a bad one, but it was an action movie. I heard it was just one of those cliche, stereotypical action movies. But In the Name of the Father is a rare movie. I haven't seen it once in DVD. I don't even have it on Blu-ray yet, so I haven't seen it though. When I looked for it, I couldn't find it, so was really glad to see it on Netflix. A good movie, as I said, definitely worth checking out. And also, I finished watching Breaking Bad. That's a TV show. I just now, it's been out for a while now. I just have not got into it. I'm getting into TV shows now that I have Netflix. So I watched all 4 seasons. There's actually a 5th season that I have not started watching because it's not on Netflix yet. So hopefully, I'm guessing they've already actually updated on Netflix. They had the season 4 poster for the title card or whatever. They've already changed it to the season 5 title card. So I'm assuming they're after season 5 is done on AMC, which is in July, I believe. They're going to start that back and put it on Netflix, which is pretty good. Season 4 though, really good. I like that show a lot. Bryan Cranston, Aaron Paul, really good show in general. Just an awesome fucking show. I mean, who hasn't watched Breaking Bad? If you haven't, Netflix. You can also buy the DVDs. They're pretty cheap in stores. The season, I believe season 1 was like $10 when I saw it last. So yeah, it's pretty cheap. Definitely worth watching. Also finished watching Arrested Development. It's a comedy starring Jason Bateman, and I believe David Cross. I'm trying to think of all the actors. Got Portia de Rossi. Who was in that? I forget everybody's. But David Cross, Portia de Rossi, and Jason Bateman, I'm sorry, are the main actors in that show. But it's a really good show. It's a comedy. It's actually a really good comedy. It's not a sitcom. Well, you could call it a sitcom, but it's not filmed in front of a live studio audience. So it's funny. I liked it. It's not a typical show on you. It's got a little crude humor. It's got a lot of references, sexual references. It's David Cross's character just not know how to choose the words right. It's pretty funny. So definitely recommend that show too. All 3 seasons are available on Netflix, and I also believe season 4, which is they're actually starting the show back up again. It's gonna be on Netflix exclusively. I don't know what's wrong with my speech today, but anyway, that's pretty much the video, guys. I want to thank you guys for watching this. I don't know how long it is. I have no idea how long I've been recording for, but yeah, I'll try and do these more often now. So, hope you enjoyed. I do apologize for how bad my speech was. I'm just, I guess I'm mentally retarded. I'm sorry. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.